vaginal breech delivery for her first one. Sit closer
Yeah,
to
this
me.
one.
Yeah.
Not this one.
And a vaginal birth for second one, of course. So I'm going to talk a bit about her first one because you never know what will happen, so on and so forth. Do you want to share the lead up when you realized that baby was still in breech? What happened?
Okay, actually we didn't see, the guy that delivered him was actually Dr. Lai, but we didn't see Dr. Lai. We were seeing another gynae previously. So as what you will learn in your hypnobirthing class, that a lot of the gynaes have very good bedside manners, which was the one we encountered, our very first one. So all was fine. It was always something that was 5 minutes in the clinic and then we were out. And by 32 weeks, she said, okay, baby is still in breech position, so if it continues to stay like this, you're going to have a C-section. And I was so fearful of that because, I mean, the idea of going through an op, like what the ladies shared earlier, was very scary for me. So that was when we started searching for doctors. And because we went for the hypnobirthing class pretty early during the pregnancy journey, I think we were there early second trimester. So we were actually quite well informed at that stage already. So we were actually we were trying to arrange the appointments with the 3 doctors that 4 trimesters usually work with, but we happened to get an appointment with Dr. Lai, so we went to him. And the miraculous thing was he actually saw us at week 33. That was the first appointment. Second appointment was week 34. And the third time he saw me was in the labor room. Yeah, so that was, and I'm really very thankful that we went to him early, because if not, we wouldn't have him vaginally.
Reason being, she gave birth early, and breech babies tend to come earlier. They tend to be born between 35 to 38 weeks. They don't usually stay longer than 38 weeks. And probably because they know they're coming out in a different direction, they cannot be too big. I tell you, babies are so clever. Okay, there's always that inner knowing. Your body is always talking to you. Okay, there's always a sign. Yeah.
Thank you. Hi.
Yeah, so she came early, and I remember when she called, I was like, how many weeks are you? Because, you know, it's not within my calendar of when I'm expecting her.
In fact, it really hit us like a surprise, a very huge surprise. In fact, when my waters burst, I was.
We haven't had a hospital book.
We haven't had a hospital book because we switched gynaes, right, at 33 weeks, and we only engaged Ginny, the doulas, just 1 week before. So actually at week 34, that was when we had our second appointment with Dr. Lai. We said, okay, we're gonna have our doulas, because I thought 34 weeks, right? Who would give birth so early? So in fact, we didn't even meet the doulas for the prenatal. And the first time we saw the doulas were actually in the labor suite already. So when my waters burst, I was telling him I was really very scared. What if things didn't materialize, you know? But luckily they were there, they supported us, and we managed to have quite a smooth delivery in a sense.
Now that you've had 2 vaginal births, right? One head down and one head up, right? What would the difference be if you're gonna?
The difference would be, I think, because breech birth itself is a higher risk, right? So there were a lot of restrictions, like I could only labor in bed. But with the second one, I had a lot of free play. We were actually, in fact, I didn't lie on the hospital bed when I checked myself in. I was actually on a recliner, and then I actually stood up and I walked around the bed. And when I was at the pushing stage, I was actually on the birth ball on my chest, on the floor, on my knees. So that was the biggest difference, and I felt so much more liberated having the options to labor off the bed. Yeah.
It was so fast that the birth tub that we ordered didn't even
I was outside.
Oh, recognize me. It's okay, mommy's here. Yeah, so it proves to show that when women are in labor, you are really in La La Land, because I didn't realize that Jocelyn was outside. Okay, any tips that you like to share with parents from mother's perspective, from father's perspective?
I think from the father point of view, it's really a lot of planning that we need to do. I mean, we have studied so hard for every exam in primary school, secondary school. I mean, all the more we need to, put in extra effort for this birth. Yeah, so a lot of planning and a lot of so-called training and studying required. Yeah, and that will, give you a heads up on all the things that you are going to face in the very near future. That includes having a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and so forth, so that whatever is thrown to you, you can handle it and then progress with confidence. Yeah.
As for me, I think this is my own reflections from the two pregnancies that I've had. Okay, I think every pregnancy is an exciting journey. I thought, with the second child, I would become a seasoned mother, so to say. But as things gear up for the big day, right, you still feel excited, like, okay, how is it going to come out? Okay, what is it going to be like? And only in my second birth, right, there was this line that stuck in my brain, in my mind, something from the Hypnobirthing CD. It says, I'm prepared for whatever course that my birth will take. Okay, which is something that it didn't come to me when I had my first one, because I was caught by surprise, right? So, I find that line really reassuring. So you can do your birth plan, and you can have in mind your ideal. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, maybe it's time for nap soon. Okay, is that you have a certain idea of what kind of birth you have, but really, I think baby knows best and your body knows best. So whatever turn your birth takes, you are mentally prepared. Once you have run through in your brain. Okay, so I think it's an exciting journey. You don't know what course it will take you, but whatever it is, your body and your baby will be prepared.
Good. So I'd like to find out, right, Jay, from a father's perspective, right? Now that you've seen this, been there, done that, everything, right? Why do you think this is so important in the big scheme of things?
As
From
in the preparation?
The preparation, the whole having a good birth experience. Because a lot of people don't understand that. They go, no, just go and cut me up, I still get a baby either way. So the main thing is I have a baby.
Yeah, so really, before going for all the classes and everything, it's really, the perspective I have of a labor is really like what the movies and all the drama serial portray. The father very easy job, man. Just hang around outside, stand around. After that, when you hear the baby cry, then you go in and carry the baby out. Oh yeah, voila, success. But real life is really not the case. All this so-called perception that I have were really all thrown out the window. And faced with the reality, there's actually a lot of involvement from the father's side. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to go in and settle everything. All the admin are done by the father, and just leave the mother alone to concentrate on the birthing. So include the hospital check-in, include the packing of the bag, the labor, the bag that we bring to the hospital, and everything else was settled by the father. So that leaves her quite focused on just to do the labor part. Yeah.
What about for the children? The impact on your relationship together as a family, the kids. How did having a good birth experience help?
Yeah, that's also very important. Yeah, so we feel that when this one came out, it was really, I think I had a tear on my eye running down. It's like, it feels like you have contributed to the birth, and you have played your role as a father well. Yeah, so that to me is very important. I think moving on as a family, that will always stay in my mind.
Yeah, it helped you with the bonding.
That's right.
Yeah. Because often you find, right, for mothers, we carry the babies and the bonding is almost immediate. Okay, but it's not like advertisements. We don't necessarily fall in love with our babies straight away. And sometimes you get a situation where when the birth is not smooth, the mother, after she gives birth, she feels very resentful towards whatever that she has to go through. And sometimes the mother might feel resentful towards the child as well. Okay, so one of the reasons why you want to have a good birth experience is you want to get it from the right start. That whatever you have positive associations with anything and everything that has to do with this child. And you often find that for the dads, right, for some of them it's love at first sight, but for a lot of dads will say only when they're 2 years old that it clicked, because now they can interact with this child, they click on a different level. So some guys really struggle with it, but when you become part of the process, supporting her and everything like that, then you find that, oh wow, it really helps with the whole bonding. That's why we're not so focused on, cesarean, drugs, epidural, whatever it is. We're very much focused on the journey, because it's about who you need to grow into and become to have this lovely experience. And it doesn't stop there, because it's just a milestone in the whole parenting journey. Okay? Any questions that you would like to ask them? Nothing? Any last words or? Oh, go for it.
I have a question.
Sorry.
So the breech birth, a question about breech birth. I may be under the wrong impression, but doesn't spinning babies turn the baby around?
Okay, when I attended the hypnobirthing classes
Right.
for my first one, right? I think Jeannie has.
We haven't taught.
introduced that.
Yeah. We haven't taught spinning babies at that time. And again, we're continuously evolving as well.
So now there's
And
a chance.
There's
the
a chance.
spinning
There's a higher
babies
chance
could-
of getting babies to turn head down. But you know what? Some of them just don't want to turn. And you just have to trust. But at least the parents know. Look, I did everything already.
Of
I
course.
tried everything and stuff. And then they need to go. Think about what do they want to do next. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll talk about the difference because I went for the two different versions, right?
Mm.
So actually for him, we did try to do things earlier on in the pregnancy when we found out that he's still in the breech first station. So we did our polar bears and exercises that Dr. Lai also told us about, but it just didn't work. He just didn't turn. But for him, because we attended, I think it was when you just rolled out spinning babies.
Yeah.
So we were one of the first few batches of mothers that went for the spinning baby. So I find it's very amazing because when I went into labor for this one, when I checked myself into the hospital, so I think it wasn't progressing as fast. Although I was about 5 cm. So I think, but the moment children came, because we reached the hospital earlier. So when my doula came, so she said, okay, you're still pretty high. She felt the baby. And then and she said, let's do 3 sets of the exercises for spinning baby. So we did. And we were just 1.5 times through, not the complete, right? And then I told her, it's really very low. I just want to push. Okay, so I find it's amazing in that sense, the exercises. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions you would like to ask? Any other questions? No. Thank you very much. So we're gonna.